SLY podcast has a Patreon, which means bonus content for all at the patreon.com/SLY podcast or via the link in the description of the podcast. You get bonus episodes, you get question asking privileges for the main podcast, you get vlogs, early access to the podcast, just go over and check it out. It's only £2. Come on, join the Patreon revolution. People are coming, people are building, and we're having a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great privilege and pride this podcast brought to you by Visual Antics Apparel. Look at this glorious piece of swag here. The SLY podcast, designed and brought to you by Visual Antics Apparel. The sweetest podcast merch in the game is the SLY podcast. You can look at other podcasts, but no disrespect to Visual Antics, but they're all wick compared to this. Say what did you want? That's not my opinion, but this is the best. This is the taste supreme. And you get 10% off the discount code SLYGUY10 at checkout. So follow the link in the description. Hit up visualanticsapparel.com. Get yourself SLY, get yourself decked out, and make yourself look so sweet. This podcast is brought to you every week via a tight relationship with Modest Beer. I like Modest Beer, and you would like it too. Delicious, fresh, crisp, and modest. modestbeer.co.uk for all the details. Sign up to their brews letter. Never miss any news coming your way from Modest Beer. And also, if you want any sneaky discount on beers or merch, SLYPA15 at checkout. That's SLYPA15 at checkout. Get yourself some Modest in the postal. Bye.
I'm the SLY guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of the SLY Guy podcast. My knee made a real crack there. That's a bad sign. Running the marathon on Sunday. Well, I say the marathon. I'm doing a leg. But we're doing it this Sunday. We're doing it in aid of Tiny Life charity. So, it's a brilliant cause. They do a lot of great work. And you can follow the link in the description to donate to our team. I'm feeling all right about it. I'm feeling in shape. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling like it's going to be a tough Monday. But it is one of those things. You just have to cross that bridge when you get to it. And it's going to be something I've done before. It's going to be something I look forward to. And hope anyone else running the marathon is feeling good. You're looking forward to it. Maybe you're actually listening to this while you're running the marathon, which if you are, let me just motivate you in your ears by saying you can do it. If I'm doing it, you can do it. That's the way I look at it. But other than that, anyone sick of the marathon, fair play to you. I get it too. Hope you're having a good week. And if your week is bad, this is the perfect medicine for your ailments. This week's podcast with my man and yours, James McKegney. I could keep talking here for a while, but I think the best thing to do is just open up this episode to you. Open up your ears, open up your hearts, and enjoy this week's podcast with me and James McKegney. James McKegney, welcome to the SLY podcast. Listen to me, that's not a good sign.
What?
That's not me, just click.
Yeah,
it's gross.
Mine does that too. What is that? What is that?
It's just pressure.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I think there's just too much going on.
These are too much
on these joints. You know what I mean? And there we are. I have a marathon to run, so it's a good time. A lot of fun, good time.
This one.
Yeah, you do throw a relaxed stance on this podcast. I must say, people commented and being like, "This guy looks like he's having a chill time."
Yeah, like somebody commented being like, "This is proof that gays cannot sit in chairs." Because that's
a
part
thing?
of the thing, yeah. Gay dudes are just like all over shit. We just can't do it. Like,
Why?
I don't know what it is.
I think, see, if you hadn't come out as a gay man, would that be something people would be like, he's gay because look where he's sitting on the seat?
Yeah, maybe that could have been what outed me.
Are you in? Let me see. You're in shot. That looks good.
I'm still in shot. That looks good. I know I'm not even facing you anymore. Which is maybe a bit much.
No, it's all right. But do you feel? Does that feel good to you right there?
It actually does. Yeah, it almost feels like a therapy session a wee bit. But yeah,
how disrespectful of the therapist would that be if you just came in and as soon as it started, you just got into that position, just assumed
I'm not going to look at you because what I'm about to say is so horrifying. This is apparently a major giveaway. Yeah,
really?
of the queerness.
That's because again nowadays you got to be careful. But you mean that's how I knew, and you're like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're seeing like a lot more. Gay people you wouldn't typically like straight away go you're gay. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it used to be very like I don't know. This is entirely made up in my mind.
Yeah, well, listen,
it's not.
It's an opinion piece, so it's fine.
An opinion piece. Yeah. I feel like it used to be like a lot more a lot more obvious. Or if you come out as gay, people are like, oh, you're instantly going to start being like very flamboyant, which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But maybe is that something? Do you ever assume the flamboyance at all? Is there ever a time where you just let your flamboyance out?
Yeah, oh, for sure. I feel like it does come out. Like, see when you're drinking more, or especially if you're at a gay bar, you do start acting a wee bit more gay. And I don't even know why. I'm like, fuck, damn.
And does anyone be like, "What are you doing?" And you're like,
"No, man,
stop.
I'm just vibing, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's because I actually, whenever I got myself married to a female woman, like one of my, like a group of my closest friends, like we just thought you were a gay dude.
Really?
And I was like, wow, what, why? I was like, excuse me, why? What made you think? And they were like, no, we just kind of thought, like, you know, everyone was settling down. You kind of
just like still out there slamming. Well, not slamming puss. Yeah. They thought you were gay.
Yeah, they were like, we maybe thought you were slamming bum puss. Is that a thing?
Yeah, bossy.
Yeah, bossy.
That's what it's called.
Oh, it is bossy. Butt pussy,
that's what bossy is.
Nice. So I'm out there slamming bossy.
Yep.
But they thought that, and I was like, wow, I didn't think that came across that way. You know, to me, I'm like thinking, you know, I'm a bit of a man about town. I'm a ladies' man.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, bro, not at all.
Gay as hell.
Yeah, and you know what?
Just find your back.
You know what? I kind of took that as a compliment a bit. You know, I like that. I don't find that as a slight at all. I like that.
Yeah.
You know? I like you guys are just following what you think is just, this is a traditional thing you need to do. I'm just out doing my thing.
Yes.
And then, you know what I found? I found a beautiful, wonderful wife who I love and appreciate and respect as a woman.
Nice, lad.
And there we go.
Nice to get that in there.
Yeah, it's it, because I said
that's clip.
I said it on another podcast. We were talking about my wife being a MILF, and Andrew Ryan really.
This caused a bit of controversy.
Yeah,
didn't it?
it kicked off. And people were saying like it was threatening behavior, and I mean what. It was just the fact that it was preposterous for Andrew to say what he said to my face like that is what made me laugh, you know, because he's just saying to me, you know, I was like, do you know what a MILF is? And he goes, yeah, your wife's a MILF. And I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, and I was like, do you know what that means? He was like, yeah, a mother. Like, the fuck? I was like, so do you know what you're saying here? And he goes, yeah, well, fuck your wife. I was like, all right, mate, Jesus Christ.
So he said, yeah.
So like that was it. And then the people in the comments, and I was like,
damn
guys,
true.
You know what? They're just, this is the thing too. See, you're doing podcasts with friends who know. He knows Catherine.
Yeah, it's not like a random woman he's never met.
We're going to the wedding. We're going to his wedding. Two of us are going, and I'm going to make him.
Apologize to her.
No fucker. I'm going to say, if anyone has any reason why they shouldn't get married, I'm going to be like, Andrew, if you're a man of your word,
do it. And we're going to record it, and it's going to be attached to the original clip, and it's going to go viral as hell.
No, I wouldn't do that to her. It's all right. You know.
All right, yeah, maybe
but I will stand up whenever they say, does anyone have anything to say? Yeah. I'll be like, oh, sorry, I'm just fixing my chair.
Do you know what? Apparently, if you do stand up and be like, I object, it has, like, the whole wedding has to go pause. Everyone has to be brought into a room. They have to talk about it. So it could a proper cause a fucking
But then some people might do that for banter and then be like, oh, listen, I didn't know exactly.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I didn't know this was all serious. I thought this was about a crap.
You'd be like, that's kind of awkward. And then, like, could you not be like, say Andrew and Julia get married, and I'm like, yes, you can't get married, and they bring it in, and they're like, we're getting married, Dave. I'd be like, but I say no, and they're like,
and the priest is like, oh, Dave might have a point here.
Yeah, and then they're like, but we're, and you obviously just need to turn to the priest, and you know where you open their wee Bible, and you just look at the wee brown envelope, and they're like, actually, don't worry about it, sweet, get married.
Yeah,
you know.
Wonder what actually that is. Like, oh, well, this random guy in the crowd doesn't want you to get married, so you might not be able to.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
And in the movies, you always see like the jilted ex-boyfriend, the one that they really love, turns up and says, "No, you need to marry me."
Could you think you could have the balls to do that? Like, say for example, your wife, something happened, you just broke up, she got in a relationship with another dude, and you like properly were like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked up." They were gonna get married. Would you go, "I'm gonna rush in on the day of the wedding," and be like, "No," or would you just go, "My life's just fucked. I'll just leave it."
Yeah, fuck that. I think, like, I mean, if you feel strongly enough about anything, you have to act in the
You're
moment.
going to cause a sin.
You have to, but then it's also like you can also be a full like mental person.
Yeah, because
you know,
the risk
like,
here is her saying, "Get the fuck out,
like,
you psycho. This is why we broke up."
Yeah, like you are a fully intense mental guy, and I'd be like, no, sorry about that. You know?
Come to think about it, that only pays off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if the wife isn't even mildly into that and goes, "Yeah, okay, I'll run away," you're now for the rest of your life an insane person that you're a pariah that no
Then
one's ever
also,
going to talk to.
like, if it goes well and she's like, you are the one for me,
You're a legend.
her entire side of the family have seen you do something completely mental.
Oh yeah.
You know, so they'll be like, this guy's a loose cannon. Who knows what? Like,
And now she's a loose cannon for going along with it.
and these two get, and like, but like, you ever seen that video like it's going about when it's like a dude drives up in this car and he's like beeps the horn. He's like, oh yeah, you're just jealous of me because I'm fucking riding this sweet Porsche. And she's like, look at him like, what the fuck? And it cuts and he's just absolutely off his dick, lying on the ground, homeless, being like, yeah, on drugs. You know, like, it's all down to perspective, isn't it?
It is.
You know?
Life is all about perspective, I suppose. Yeah.
And it's like, if you go to kiss somebody and they're like, whoa,
Yeah.
you've read that wrong. But how far are you going in your head to build up the fact that you're like, I'm not only going to, like, you could go to her before she gets married.
Yeah. You
Like,
could.
you
You had
go-
like every opportunity to go. Oh, like even a text. How you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it till you're about to get married,
And then go in and like,
and then go schizo on.
but you know what I think you should do?
Huh.
I think you should go in all or nothing.
Yeah.
So I think you go in, and if you're like, listen, this is the chance, you come to me now. And then if they go, yes, you win. If they go, no, what the fuck you doing? You just whip out a gun. Don't.
Oh, whoa!
And then you know what you do? You become the star that day. You
Yeah.
wreck their wedding one way or another.
Yeah, the wedding's
it's
over
gone.
regardless.
'Cause-
I think if they said no, I would just whip out a pair of black sunglasses,
Yeah.
light a cigarette, and be like, "Fuck it!" I
mean-
try to just walk out smoking.
I mean, what'd be sweet if you could get one of those segways? You know, so if you
just suddenly gone off, just right
turn
off
on
of the
and be
side.
like, peace.
I was like, "Where did he get that?" It's just on it, bro. Or the wheelies with the
Yeah,
fucking.
oh.
You break in with the roller skating shoes.
See
Just,
those like
stop.
the Japanese
Oh,
dudes with the wee like the briefcases that they've got a wheel on it.
Oh no! So
They
they'll
just
have the
travel
wheelies
to
and
work
the
in this
briefcase.
wheel, so they just travel and then it flips in their briefcase. One of those would be pretty sick.
Yes. That would be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I would hate it. I'd be like, I've become such a cog in the machine that my briefcase. I drive to work in a briefcase. Like my life is over. Like
I mean that's what that is having the hustle taking over your life.
yeah,
If your mode of transport is your work,
it's your work.
That's
It's like just a box full of paperwork. You're cooked, fam.
oh no, it's not a good time. But I mean, I don't have no idea how we ended up in this incredible dramatic situation. But I'm thinking of all the outcomes here. Like imagine being like the fella who's getting married, but you're a legend.
Yeah.
And he's like, and she's like, no, obviously not. I'm marrying this dude. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. And you're like, don't worry about it, fam. Happens to the best of
You
us.
both just
Yeah.
like either fist bump or he turns around and decks you. So
Yeah.
and then like fucking gets a cheer.
What is the film where the guy like runs and he ends up spearing somebody? It's like it's a comedy film and he runs up to try to do something like stop it, but he's blitzed and he misses and he spears the priest. You're like, what are you doing, bro?
I've definitely seen it. It's a classic
Is
comedy
it a
trope.
Sandler film? I think maybe.
It does seem like something Sandler's done.
Yeah.
He's screaming and tackles the priest. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had anything that you've ever seen in life where you've gone, this is a real scene. I don't know how to react around this scene. It's too much of a scene for me.
I mean, probably, but it's probably very dark scenes. In real life, in comedies, you're like, that's hilarious. But if you took any of those situations and put them to real life, it's now very dark.
Yeah.
And depressing. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone did do that at your, like, sister's wedding, you'd be
Yeah.
like, this is outrageous.
And then you'd have to be like, does my sister expect me to like enforce some kind of like law here? Do I have to go flatten this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
But with family, do you know what though? If it goes well, I feel like the family might. It's kind of like back in the day. Do you know if you wanted to marry a fair maiden, you would like kill a hog, as like this is my, I did this for your daughter.
Yeah.
It's like, what can you offer my daughter? I've killed a hog.
I mean, that's a fun process too.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you just-
that'd be cool if
Like
you
you're
got
just
married
minding
because
your
of
own
that.
business. Like you're just in the house with your wife and your daughter. All of
Yeah.
a sudden you hear, what the fuck's that? Go open the door. Just, this is for her.
I've
Like,
killed
wow.
a hog. Like,
You're
oh
like,
Jesus!
Why'd you do this? Like,
Why did you do this? Lad?
I want to marry her, and this is my offering to you. You're
I
like,
mean, fine.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well,
I
it's
mean-
probably good it doesn't work like that because then it's very transactional.
yeah. but
Like
then-
fathers are willing to sell their daughters for like a sheep.
Those dad lads used to do that back in the day.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
That was full.
That was crazy. It was like, oh, here's 3 sheep, and you're like, oh, it's worth a daughter.
Yeah, but like, imagine you
I've
didn't.
got
really
5
know.
left. I'll have a farm soon.
Exactly. But imagine you didn't know how to butcher things, and the
Yeah.
guy was a butcher. Be like, you can get some fucking top side, some silver side. You get a wee bit of everything off that.
Yeah.
I'll butcher it for you.
Oh,
I'll put it in the freezer and all.
Yeah.
I'll fucking ziplock it and stick it in the freezer. Be like, sweet. I guess you take us down to market and earn an absolute fortune on it.
yeah, true, actually, yeah.
Like if you had a daughter that was going to get married and someone was trying to offer something to you, what would you?
Oh, I was trying to think there, if my mum sold me to get married, I wonder what she could get from me. Maybe like a pack of cigarettes or something.
Yeah, like
And like a 6-pack of beer.
That'd be
I was
pretty
like,
sick.
James, I'm sorry you're moving to Mexico.
Yeah,
This guy just showed up with a 6-pack of beer, pack of Marlboro Lights, and I couldn't resist.
But I
Me
mean-
and your dad out in the decking, having a great time. You're getting married in Mexico.
but that's going to be a funny. Like imagine maybe like it's a nice sunny day though, and your mum's just like, "Whoa, I love a beer."
To be fair,
and a
even when I was
smoke."
describing the port
Yeah.
situation there, I was like, that's almost worth it for that.
Yeah,
That's such a good day.
it's a good time. Isn't it? Like, I mean, you might never. Then they will always remember that great day and be like, "This is because of James."
Yeah, or they'll be like, why was that so good again? I can't even mind.
Like,
They've
where's
completely
James?
forgot about me.
Fuck, he's gone. But
Like,
also,
where is
what
James?
like,
Oh, the beer.
do you remember like in all old stories and fables back in the day? It'd be like, a dark-haired gentleman, a mysterious gentleman knocked at the door.
Yeah.
A benefactor arrived. And, like such a weird scenario. Like it would freak you out a bit.
Yeah.
Like, if someone comes to your door, like in this scenario,
Can I buy one of your children? And your mom's like, I don't have to think about that actually. We do need a new fridge. So, yeah.
oh, but then again, we need the fridge because he eats us out of house and home. So if
Yes.
he's not there,
Yeah.
I could get an air fryer.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
It's like, but we also need a new sofa in the living room, so I'm saving them for that. So maybe, yeah, that'd be amazing.
That Mexican scenario would be real fun. Like, where do you live? You're with your folks,
Mahara.
right? So in Mahara, door knocks.
I don't even know how this transaction happened.
We're back again.
Yeah.
Your mum opens the door.
Hello, senor.
Hello, to make you ID. What? Your son? I want to buy him.
Bye. Heath.
How much? How much are we talking here? 6 beer and a cigar.
Cigarrillo.
And then she's like, "Oh, he's worth more than that." He goes, "But it's a lovely day. This might be one day of summer, you know." And she's like, it could be a
He's
6.
like, it is, bro.
Yeah. And then
Like,
what
I'm
do you?
chucking a pair of sombreros for you and your husband. And she's like, oh, that sounds so nice.
You don't want to get sunburned. And, like, and then what are you doing? Like you're chilling in your room
And then she just comes out and she's like, James, you're out. She's got like a man's voice now.
with this dude.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. James. And you're like, oh, what? You live with me now.
Mr. Habanero has just purchased you.
Where do you live? I live in Sinaloa. You are coming with me to Mexico.
She's like, James, this is how it works
Yeah.
all times. You're sold.
And then,
You're going to be a glorious bride.
but then does that make you go, oh, what can you do to buy your freedom?
Yeah.
You know, do you offer him a sweet deal instead?
Yeah, how would I get out of this situation?
A packet of chewing gum maybe? That strikes me
I
as
don't
kind of
have
guy like
much.
that.
What about that meme? It's like, what can you offer my daughter? Or I want your daughter's hand. It's like, what can you offer? Nothing, just this. And then they just start dancing.
Yeah.
That would be me.
The James dance is so good. yeah. Can I video it on my phone? Yeah, of course, work away.
Like an angel. I cannot do that voice. Lad. That's a very good voice. God damn
but
it.
you know
No
what's-
wonder you're getting them rules, lad.
Yeah, I don't know. This is I haven't tried that, but I can't do a Belfast, so that's always a problem.
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
it's an issue. But you know the videos I love. Do you remember those pigs? You sent me as a meme. It was like these pigs, and they kept going, "Things aren't good here, brother.
Oh,
We need whatever that is." or
brother,
something.
may
Yeah.
I have some oats? No. But
Why,
I'm
brother?
starving, brother. I'm starving too, brother. Lad, that series is amazing.
Oh, so good.
It's like the long-legged creatures want me in the shed. They've taken I would recite the whole thing, but it's amazing.
But do you ever find yourself from watching that you talk like that in your house
Yeah.
when you're doing chores? I'll be like, I need to hang a wash, brother. And it's like, and then Catherine will be like, what are you doing in there?
Mother,
Nothing.
may I have some oats? It's like, James, fuck off, you weirdo.
I thought I
I'm
sold you that.
starving, mother. Yeah.
Do you ever think like how weird voices are?
Yeah.
Like imagine you had that voice and you're freaky.
I like just one day
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, I just started speaking like that. Mother,
And she's like,
where are my socks, mother? She's like, James, you're really pushing the limit of living in this house for free. Like,
Happy Christmas, mother. What?
I've got you some oats.
Oh, okay. So weird. Like, it's sort of same vibes as Salad Fingers. Do you remember that dude back in the day?
Salad Fingers.
What a guy.
One of the first, like, I used to watch like scary movies all the time. Salad Fingers was one of the first things I seen as a kid that terrified me in my core, lad. There was like an episode where he convinced the child to get into an oven and just cooked him.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid, man. So afraid. Did you like Salad Fingers?
It freaked me out. I remember watching it going, like, do you ever watch things and go,
who made this?
but why am I now watching this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm deep in it,
Yeah.
you know? But
No,
it's weird.
there's-
Like, it's a cultural phenomenon, Salad Fingers.
Did you ever watch Burnt Face Man? So it's like by the same guy, I think they made Salad Fingers, made a superhero called Burnt Face Man. And he just had a burnt face, but he could fly, I think.
Yeah, wow.
He's
That's
like, I'm
good.
here to kick crime's ass. And his nemesis was like some shit guy, but like, I like Burnt Face Man, but just piss on him. Like Golden Shower Attack and all this. But we used to watch it at school thinking it was the best.
Yeah.
It was funny. That Salad Fingers scary as shit to this day.
And Salad Fingers was like before ASMR was ASMR too.
Oh, yeah.
Licking the rusty spoon.
Yes. Yeah, that
those
was
big
awful.
fingers. Yeah, it was an awful,
Sorry, I had to do a big snort there.
awful guy.
But
That was good times. Simpler times.
I don't know. There's things to say about potentially Salad Fingers, but I can't remember. But yeah, no, I didn't like that shit, man. It was just too disturbing.
Yeah.
I think of things for me, it was like, do you know that whole uncanny valley thing? That is where my fear resided. Have you heard of the uncanny valley?
No. But every time you come on here, you educate me, so I'm keen to be educated on
So
this.
the uncanny valley is like, it's where something is almost completely normal, but some aspect of it is slightly off, and that terrifies like the human brain. So it could be like one of the examples used in the video is like this robotic woman. She just looks like a woman, but she's a wee bit too tall. And the video was just her singing in this really childlike, creepy voice. And there's just something off about it enough that it's disturbing. You're like, your brain doesn't like it.
See, I like to do things like that.
Yeah,
like that'll
to be uncanny.
Yeah, because I am.
Dave the uncanny.
Like we did something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something where I had to put a picture of me and Shane up online, and I said the butler. I sent him a picture of him, and I was like, "Can you do me a favor?" And he's like, "What is it?" And like Butler's master of like Photoshop and can do whatever. And he's like, "Can you morph this picture up?" And he was like, and he sent it back and it was ridiculous. And I was like, "It's very obvious. Like, what you need to do, can you just make Shane's teeth a shade or two more yellow, and can you just move his eye slightly?" So it wasn't even like you'd look at it and go, is that? And like it blew his mind. He's like, "Am I cross-eyed here?" And I was like, "I don't know what you mean, man. It's just." And then it was funny. It was for the rave lockdown. Actually, that's what it was. And like it was shared by BBC and all. And he was like, "Is this me?" And I was like, "It was just off enough."
For him to not quite be sure. That's fucking hilarious.
And then I did another thing in the next series where I was like, "Right, Butler, there's a photo of him doing this," and I was like, "Can you make his fingers a little bit longer?" And every week, I got Butler to make his fingers a wee until eventually they were like that. And he was like, "What the fuck's going on with my fingers?" And I just knew it was a long game, but it was great.
Well, that's a perfect example of the uncanny, them fingers. But you just know Shane hated that. Like, see that there, the teeth, 2 shades yellower. Yeah. That is such a.
Like, I mean, I might have to find that because it's so good. You know, when it's that
level. You should share them all as a post. Like, that would be fantastic.
But no, I'm going to have to hook that out because I'm like, I will find it tonight and send it to you because I don't think it's good podcast content to be. Just flick it until you find it.
Oh my god, me and my cousin.
I do have one thing really close to show you.
Yeah, do show
there was this gif or like a meme of a guy, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he was like a wee creepy dude. And and like he would like, so I used to send Shane this. There was a guy that looked like him, right?
Oh my god.
But then it really freaked him out. But then I found this new thing where you can swap faces in. I just put his actual face in that.
Holy shit, that's fucking perfect.
That's uncanny. But
but also
it's
it really looks
really
like
But there was this thing where it was like a gif, but it was like a guy being like this, like really creepily, like being like, "Shh, I need a wee trilby on," but his face was slightly out of like sync. So I said to Butler, if I pose for this, could you put my face in that dimension? And he said, yeah. And it's just the creepiest picture of me, like got rid of the eyebrows and all.
Oh my, yeah. Where did I see this?
And it's I've posted it a few times.
I was like,
it's maybe you just found
haunts
it
my
on the world
dreams,
of
man.
the uncanny, like.
Yeah.
we put that up there for people to enjoy. But it's a great time, and I love stuff like that. So you see, like, where you look at it and you're like, am I like,
what's wrong here? Like,
and then sometimes you'll see stuff happen that's so ridiculous, and you'll be like, am I mental?
Yeah.
And then other people, if they're in on it, be like, what are you talking about?
See,
man?
that is like the scariest thing when other, do you know, see when we were in uni and we were doing a lot of acid, we used to do a lot of that with each other, because even when you weren't doing it, we were smoking a lot of weed, you weren't quite sure of your own mind because you were just constantly toking, like.
Yeah.
So if one person was like, just turned to you and was like, why do you keep doing that, lad? You're like, what? And then everyone in the room just starts going, yeah, why do you keep doing that? You start being like, what the fuck am I doing? Not fun to do, like, but you could easily fuck with someone majorly.
But would anyone ever be like, or
Oh
you
yeah,
just
eventually they'd be like,
When
no,
they're
they
like-
just never tell you forever.
yeah, you're like, got you.
You're like in a mental asylum, man. They're like,
Scary.
got you, mate. And you're like,
But it's like,
completely gone.
it's like Shutter Island when you watch. He's like, oh, you're inside. He's like, oh no,
Lad, I watched that
fuck.
stoned to the bone, and it terrified me at the end. I was like, I've lost my mind. I had to stop smoking weed. It was not good for me.
No, but like I've never been on acid before. I've only done edibles.
Yeah.
That's the closest I've ever been to a hallucinogenic state, and I did not like it.
Did you trip? Like, did you see
man, I took-
hallucinogens?
You were supposed to take, I think, like a decent amount, like 200 milligrams.
Uh.
I took 3.5 to 5,000.
What?
Yeah,
How long were you out?
I was wiped for like a week. It was awful.
Oh,
Like, I-
so you were probably like
Oh.
not right in the
No,
head for a
'cause
week.
This guy gave it to me after a gig in New York, and he gave me 2 of them. He's like, "Don't eat that whole thing." So we were splitting it up, and it was grand. And we had such a good time. Like, I've told this story a load of times, so not dwell on it. But the basic thing is, we went to a shop and bought more, and then we were around the circle and we're all nibbling bits, and then we start getting silly. I threw a whole one in. I was like, on my tongue. And like, don't eat that. And I must have had about 5 or 6 of those. And like, then the next thing I'm just gone.
You gotta respect the psychedelics, dude.
Gone.
You gotta
Gone.
respect them.
And I didn't because I
They
thought,
will
listen,
send you to hell.
I
Like.
could eat, like, I thought I could eat for fucking no bother, but
Uh,
no, it does not cook well in my body.
Yeah, me neither, man. Like, I had a very short lifespan of doing like psychedelics, and I could just tell because the first pile were great, and I could just tell. I was like, if you keep going down, if you keep doing these, bro, you're about to go to crazy town.
Yeah.
So I just had to stop. Like,
And,
but
like-
I had a great time while I did it.
And what does that look like for you to go like, enough's enough? Like, well, what's the point where you're like, if I take any more of this, we could be crossing a line that we can't come back from?
I think it was after. So we at one. Let me try and think which tripping occasion it was. So the very first time I did it, I was in the Holy Lands in a house. Did it by myself.
And what was it you were doing? Acid?
Acid.
Like
so
the wee sheets?
So I did a wee sheet of acid,
Oh.
and I was in the Holy Lands, and we had no music or nothing. Like, we didn't have any internet or anything like that. All we had was a Cara Dillon CD. Cara Dillon, dude. And
She's pretty chill though.
Lad, it was. If you're gonna trip balls, listen to Cara Dillon. That's a recommendation. Like. So I put her on, and I was listening to her, and I was like, oh, I can start to feel this is pretty nice, because I just felt like in my head listening to like fucking what is it, Hell of Thieves or something, great song, and I was just like flying over a wee lake, dude, and like.
Is it like an outer body?
No, it was like an imagination thing, but it was like a dream. But I was just had my eyes closed, but I could see it. And then flying over a wee lake, looked to my right. There was a wee eagle flying beside me with a backwards baseball cap on, and it just went like this. And I was like, "Bitch, what's up?" And I just kept flying. And then I opened my eyes because I was like, "Oh, that was just all. It was just thoughts." Opened my eyes, looked at the light bulb in the room, and the bulb just went, "Boo," and I was okay. I'm starting to trip now because the reality's starting to trip.
Yeah.
And I listened to this, and then my mate came back. He was at a friend's house. He came back, and I was like, "Oh, I'm listening to Cara Dillon." And I had listened to the entire CD thinking it was just one song.
Yeah.
I thought it was just one tune, and it was
Yeah.
like 5 minutes, but it was like fucking 12 songs or whatever the fuck. And then he was like, "Oh, sweet lad, you're tripping. Let's go outside." And I was like, "Bro, we shouldn't." He was like, "It's fine, let's go outside." Stepped outside the front door of the house. Immediately a police car just drove by, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be so bad." But the rest of the trip was great. Felt great. I just kept seeing little like forest creatures jumping about. Like everybody had like
animals or
yeah,
little
like
people?
wee raccoons.
Yeah.
Everybody had like raccoons hanging off them. People looked like cats. One point we were across the road. This was nighttime. I looked back to the other side of the road. There was just a silhouette of a policeman smoking a cigarette, and he had cat ears and a cat tail. And I could just see like the tip of the cigarette going. And I was like, this is fucking the best crack ever, lad. And then we did it again. But that time, it started getting a wee bit spooky. It was very fun, trippy times. Okay. But someone put the toaster on, and we don't know who that was. And nobody knew who it was. And we were like, shit, now we might be getting out of control. We don't even know who did that shit.
And was that scary in that moment?
You're like, in that moment, because then you're like, shit, you can't trust yourself whilst you're tripping. So yeah, then after that, I was like, do you know what? I've had some good times. I'm just gonna leave it there. And I've seen people do too much and like go cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, and like, do they come back from it or afterwards? Or they just
some people change? Do, and then some people just do not.
Yeah,
yeah. As grim as that sounds, but yeah, some people just like lose their mind for like a bit and then they come back. But I was like, I don't even want to be bothered with that shit.
Yeah, because I do like on my edibles experience, I just felt like afterwards, like I just felt like I had high blood pressure for ages. Like I was so dizzy.
Just like, were you just like anxious for like a week?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
the worst anxiety you've ever experienced.
I put a wash on, and then when I stood up, I was like, "Oh my god, my head was spinning." I was like, and it was just not good. It was not a good time. Like it was not a good. And then I always panic on it. Like on the way home, I was thinking about like I'm gonna die. And like I'm gonna, because like I was like, I mean literally I'm gonna fall into traffic because you know New York's like it's fucking busy. You can everyone's blurred.
Imagine being on
Times Square. It's just like fucking hell. And then
overload as fuck.
It was horrendous, and I just thought if I die, Catherine and my parents are not gonna give a fuck that I'm dead. They'll be so cross with me for doing that.
Yeah.
And then we had this reading at our wedding that was about like, you know, where like our souls are meant to be, and like if you die, I'll die eventually and I'll find you. So I had this thing in my head like she's gonna like, so I thought if like she's gonna come after me in the afterlife, and I was like, that's not sweet, and I was really panicked. And then there's a photo of me, the one photo on edibles, it's just me eating a slice of pizza, and my eyes are like rolled in my head. But then I woke up the next morning and there was only one bite out of one slice of pizza on the bed.
That's all you got into.
But trying to pack my suitcase and all the next morning, I thought like my legs weren't working and all. I was like, I'm gonna have to phone an ambulance.
Were you like, I'd fucked it, I've overcooked it? Yeah.
Yeah, I knew
that feeling is terrible.
I knew I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But lad, what a way to go! Imagine that reading that eulogy at your funeral. Tripping balls wandered into traffic.
Yeah.
What a legend.
What a hero.
What a legend.
But then, like, is that a
Times
thing?
Square.
Like, what a place to go.
Yeah,
like,
he was traveling, he was tripping, literally tripped, and he's now dead.
But then the traffic doesn't go that quick in Times Square either.
Yeah, he'd be slowly running over by a car.
Just crushed.
Like, I was just going over you like so slowly.
Oh man.
And the taxi driver doesn't even, he knows you're under it, he doesn't care. He's at places to be.
He's like, unlucky bastard.
Slowly driving over you.
Oh, so
what a way to go! But this, even though you're dying in this image, it's such a positive image in my mind.
Well, that's good.
Sunny
like that's
day, dude. Whilst you're getting driven over, but everyone's happy. Like not you. Like
it's definitely a good way to go. Like that'd be very painful, actually. Yeah.
That'd be excruciatingly awful.
Yeah. But then I wonder, like, do you think like your mind is obviously people?
I was trying to get my rumbly tummy on.
Like people can just lose their mind and be completely cooked for good.
Oh yeah.
And like I've seen people are like, and like, because that's what I thought. I thought, what happens? That was my big paranoia afterwards. If there's been a flick switched in my mind and I can't turn it back, like if I like reprogrammed the neurons in my brain and I was going, is this and can that happen? Like if you take acid, could there be a switch? That just
I don't
goes?
know.
Yeah.
I think overall it had a very positive effect on me, but I can imagine if you went, it could also have the other, like people could maybe trip that switch and then lose their mind.
Like one of my favorite scenes in a movie of drug use, and one of my favorite movies actually, I think it's one of the most underrated comedies, is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Yes.
See the scene where he's like floating down the river and it just cuts to him really falling. To me, I'm like, that is fucking hilarious.
My papa is a Sasquatch and he's coming to get me. It's fantastic.
Love that film.
Man, I was talking about that the other day, and that should 100% be a stage show. If it's not, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
There's excellent tunes. I mean, Jack Black would probably do it himself.
Yeah.
I feel like he would, any offering to be on stage, he's like, yeah.
But didn't they break up a bit? Are they mates again? Like I think Jack Black was a bit sly to Kyle Gass.
He's a wee bit sly, because Kyle Gass made a Trump joke live on stage, and then Jack Black came out and was like, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Yeah. And then they just.
But you know what? It's probably like Minecraft. We're like, listen, we can't have you saying that. You're on Minecraft now, and he's like, sorry.
True.
I hope he went to Kyle. Listen, I love you, brother. brother.
Listen, brother, I'm about to fuck your entire career. I hope that's okay.
But Kyle Gass is a guy I love.
Bro, I love Kyle Gass.
He's such a dude.
Because growing up, you see Jack Black, and you're like, Jack Black's a legend. And then it's now later in life, I look at Kyle Gass on Instagram, and he's just chilling every day playing his guitar, hanging out with his mates. Fucking doesn't really have to do much. I'm like, no, that's actually the way you want to live.
Yeah,
that looks far more vibey.
He definitely is more of a chill dude, like.
Far, yeah.
I think Jack Black does all those movies. He does everything nowadays. Like he looks a wee bit. I feel like you get a better chill with Kyle Gass.
Yeah,
I feel like Jack Black might be on too much, and you're like, can you?
You just come in, you're like,
You dial it down a wee bit, Jack.
Kyle,
Jables.
Yeah, Kyle G's doing some fucking magic with his finger bones.
I really want to watch The Pick of Destiny now.
I was gonna say my favorite drug. Have you ever watched? It's actually not even my favorite, but it's a wild one. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's a fucked up movie.
Yeah,
it almost feels like a bad trip because it's so.
Yeah, but it's bright.
It's bright. It's noisy. Like the sound, the audio was bad in it.
But you also know Johnny Depp. Like he knows exactly what that's like.
Oh yeah, man. He's living that shit.
Doesn't he is the guy who I don't know how he's managed to be where he see when someone's like, oh yeah, Amber Heard shit in his bed, I'm like, yeah, I well believe that. That guy's off his dick drinking absinthe every day. You know, like it's a weird existence.
Yeah.
And he's see if money's not an option, like not an issue. Yeah. Like you could lose your mind easily because anything you ever want to do, you just do.
I would absolutely lose my mind. I think I would.
Yeah.
Like if I get paid, I'm like I spend the entire thing on iced coffees, dude.
Yeah.
Within days, I'm like iced coffee. I can't even control myself. So I'm like, if I had £1 billion, God knows what I would do.
Your heart would burst with.
My heart would explode. Yeah. Oh. Do you think are you good with money?
No.
You're not.
Very poor.
I'm atrocious.
But I get joy out of making people happy by bestowing them with gifts.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So if I get paid, I'm straight for the big shop. And I get a real good big shop for everyone. I'll fill the cars with petrol. I'll buy shit on Amazon I don't need.
I'll buy
dad. Books for people.
You're a good dad, lad.
But then, Catherine, what I used to do was when I was working, I'd have my work money, and that'd be what I had, and then any gig money I just give over. So I just give it over, give it over, and then now that my entire money is the one thing. When I started for the first time, I just kept giving gig money over. Yeah. And then I was like, I have no money. And she's like, why have you no money? You've been working flat out. And she's like, are you keeping any of the money you're giving me? And I was like, oh, yes. That's why.
Just giving her all your money and starving in your own house.
Wow. But yeah, no, I'm trying to be better. It's something I want to learn about. I want to learn how to manage money a bit more. I'd be interested in knowing how to save and how to invest. I'm interested in that. And I feel like I look at obviously tax is a big thing, and I do it in a very old school way.
Yeah.
Whereby I keep all my bank statements, all my receipts, all like that. I organise them, I give them to my accountant, he sorts it, I pay what he tells me to pay. Whereas I feel like I could be doing better with that and maybe move into the future and managing my own stuff a bit more and you know that kind of stuff. But I mean, I like just giving him a big box of shit and then have it all noted. He does it, you know.
Yeah, just all bundled up like the most chaotic shit
I
you've
like
ever
to
seen.
invest in stuff, and I like to be sensible money, but also I like to have a good time.
I had the radical decision that I was just gonna stop trying to save completely. I was like, I've done comedy by itself. I've done comedy with a job, and I just never have money. I cannot save. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep burning through all that cash, and hopefully one day I will be wealthy and can just pay my own pension. Taking that risk, might end up homeless, but
you know what?
That's all part of the party.
I also think what is important in life. You know what I mean? What is important to me? The biggest, you look at the world right now. They're talking about what some of the most precious commodities in the world are. You've oil, you've water's coming pretty. To me, the most valuable commodity is not money; it's time.
You're dropping some hard knowledge, lad.
You know, and
that's
I think
wisdom.
I look at people who I'm friends with, and I know, and maybe other comedians and people like that, and I see a lot of people who work hard. They get a lot of money, but then sometimes they work too hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just working just to be in that hamster wheel, pay the bills. Whereas I have a lot of time that I can spend with my family, with my kids.
Inner peace is the goal, lad.
That's all you want. That's it. And I find the more peaceful you are and the more time you have to do the things you want to do, the more money comes your way.
Yeah,
because you're more chill and less stressed.
Yeah, you're more chill, less stressed, so everything you do is done better. Therefore, better quality, better money, all sorts of stuff, better quality time with those you love.
Yeah, and then also like like if you get an opportunity to do something that's maybe like pretty out there or like a once in a lifetime thing or something that's pretty cool,
Oh,
do it. Like I would be very bad for taking the time to stop and look back on things and go,
right.
that's not bad.
that's pretty cool what I've done.
Like, but then I think you need to do a bit more of that because then you don't stress so much about, oh, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. You know? Like, I got you to sign the Foy Vance poster there, and that was something that I look back on now. That was a sick thing to be part of. Foy Vance's shows in the Opera House. It was just different, and it's a nice poster. I'm going to get everyone that's done it to sign it. I'm just going to pop it up in my office.
That'd be sick, man.
Cool.
It was good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think one of my things to fucking I take a day a week and I go off and I'm gonna just like fucking head into a forest or travel or some shit, go to Donegal or something. Just take that vibey self fucking chill time, lad.
No, that's a good time. And then once you're done, I find too, if you take any time off to relax, you're almost like, I'm ready to do it.
You're ready to go.
Yeah,
you're not burnt out anymore.
Yeah, and like I don't know what like your writing process is or coming up with ideas or generating that. But like I find if I try to force it too much, I just get annoyed and nothing comes.
Same.
Whereas if I take a break, I'm like I'm not like what I love is to go like next week. I have the girls all next week, and I'm like, right, I know if you're like I'm gonna try to fit it work around having a cool time with them. It just stresses me out. Where it's like, well, you know what, I'm off for a few days. I don't need to worry about work. I'll reply to it when I can. But I'm just going to go out. We're going to go to the park. We're going to the beach. We're going to do picnics. We're going to go to the aquarium. We're going to watch Minecraft.
Yes.
We're going to have a good week.
And I bet you, like, see if you're like me, when you're doing all that stuff, you just go, fuck, I'm just going to relax and let shit come to me. If you just do that, wee jokes do start popping in your head, and you're like, oh, there's that.
Because like I have a new premise for a bit that I was thinking, and it only came from me doing stuff in life.
Yeah.
I went to a shopping centre. And I was like walking around, but it was my home. I was like, this is my local shopping centre. I'm comfortable here. Yes. And I know where everything is. I feel good. It's like a warm hug. It's good.
Yes.
And then it's like, if you sent me to another shopping centre where I didn't know, I'd be in the anxiety zone. I'd be in the hurt locker. I'd be freaking out. I'd be stressing out. And then I was like, we all have our home shopping centres, and we all have our home supermarkets where we're like, we're chill. We know what's up. We can go. We can do that. You drop me in a different Tesco's in my local. I'm freaking out.
Yeah. Well, I have something similar where, like, when I lived in Belfast on a day off, I would just go to, like, fucking B&Q or home base, and I would just be in there. I wouldn't even be buying things like that. I'd just be.
Yeah.
Like, until, like, it felt creepy. I was like, they're probably wondering why I'm here. And I'm just walking around with a coffee, dude. I'm looking at the woods. I'm looking at the plants. I'm going, that's my garden there. Do you know when you walk by stuff and you're a kid and you're like, that's my house?
Yeah.
That's mine. I would just be in it, living in the garden, walking around, looking at plants, looking at gnomes, man. I was like, I could stay here forever. This is like pure peace.
But they're good shops.
I don't know what it is, lad, about the space.
Like I was so stressed before, like my local home base shut in Bangor.
Yeah.
And I was really sad. Like, the only good thing was they did some sweet sales on. So I went in and I scooped up some swag out of that.
Fuck yeah,
but then they've replaced it with the Range. Have you ever been to the Range before?
The Range, is that the one that's like, it's almost, there's too much going on. The light's too bright. Everything's white.
No,
the Range white?
Range has everything.
Right,
so, like, now what they kept the home base garden centre. Yeah. So it's still the garden centre run by home base. But now they've, like, you think what you need. They've got DIY stuff.
So the Range is good?
The Range is fucking excellent.
Best.
The Range is too good. Like, I went there with Catherine. She's like, do you want to go to Range? I thought the Range might have been kind of a little bit... Because, again, I loved home base. And I was like, it's not going to be home base.
It's not the same as home base. It's not the same.
But it's everything. And then in the Range, what I really like... Drinking receptacles, like I like flasks.
What?
I like
Is that
cups.
what that's called?
No, yeah, like
a drinking receptacle.
I think can you call it that or
and like threw it out
yeah,
there.
I'm just going for it. But I was just found myself just looking at all these like insulated cups and stuff, and I was like, this is mad. I didn't know this is going to be here. And then like they've got the cooking stuff now as well, so like pots and pans and fucking all sorts of stuff. It was mad. Like,
man, that's kind of an inspirational message. Like, you know, just take the risk in life. Sometimes your home base could be
the Range. Yeah, but then when I'm in there now, to me, only thing is I think the Range is too much going on. Like it's got because I'm just got an office sorted in the house, so I'm trying to deck it out, and then I'm there. I'm like, there's just too much sweet stuff in here. That
because you just want to buy it all.
Yeah.
Do you know what's good? See, especially if you're in a B&Q, just buy one cactus. if they're only like £1,
Yeah.
you buy a cactus. You don't have to feed a cactus, lad. 1 drop of water every like 3 months.
Cactus are pretty sweet, actually.
Cactus are fucking sweet plants, lad.
Yeah, that would look nice in my office too.
Oh,
Cactus.
just 1 wee cactus, dude.
And the wall's green in the office too.
Get on it.
Yeah, but you know what I did?
What?
I had a cactus in my bedroom when I was a teenager, and I was like, I like this guy. It's pretty
Right.
sweet. One day, don't know what came over me. Intrusive thoughts.
What have you
Grabbed
done?
it.
Okay.
And you know what? It really hurt. And I don't,
Yeah, no
and like
shit.
I don't know why I did it. It was
Yeah.
just one day, and my mum had to fucking pick it out with tweezers, all the shit out of my hand. She's like, "What happened there?"
Like,
And
I don't know.
I just grabbed my cactus.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I knew it was, and I don't know why I did it.
You don't know what. That's so outrageous.
But that's
that thought
that's
process.
but that's a process that stresses me out in life. I know people have that in them
Oh, yeah.
to do mental stuff. Like, do you ever think about you like not you don't think about having suicidal ideation, right?
Yeah,
But
it's
you
not in a
think-
suicide way.
Yeah, but you think if I wanted, I could jump off that bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have that stuff all the time. Like there used to be a bridge on the way into Edinburgh.
Uh-huh.
When I was there, I'd walk over and be like, if I want it, and then I get like
If I needed to.
yeah,
It's here.
you do. But then you get like an overall body tingle and your butthole stings. You're like, oh my god, ugh.
What is that?
I don't
Every
know
so
what
often
that
you
is.
get-
With the anal shock.
I think that's you getting red in another lifetime.
Yeah, I
And
could
it's
buy
just
ghost.
like dimensions are
Yeah.
emerging, like, yeah.
But
In
yeah,
your
do you
past
ever?
life, that's you getting fucked.
Oh yeah. That's, maybe you know what, that's just the government. They do that every so often. They just be like, listen, you get fucked.
Jab Dave's butthole right now. He's thinking too deeply here. You're like,
Then,
oh.
do you ever get that? Like, you be minding your business, you're just about to be zapping to pay for a coffee, and all of a sudden, your asshole just goes, ah!
Yeah,
And people are like, what happened to you there?
Yeah, I'll get full body. Like, I'll just be sitting there and I'm like full body twinge sometimes, and I was like, what was that? I'm like,
Yeah.
that's sad to do that.
Yeah, it's the body's a creepy, weird thing, isn't it?
Body is
Like,
creepy.
It's so fucking
Must
off.
destroy it, man.
Yeah, listen, if you're on a bridge, who knows? Let's see if there's a question, and we'll let you go. Because you know what I have to do? Go to the dump, and it's going to be a sick
You're off to
time.
the most bougie dump where you have to book a time slot in.
Yeah, but people fuck you in that dump. You know, I think people took the piss. But then I...
Oh, right, okay. I
like-
thought you actually get a happy.
Oh, no, like that's why my ass tingles when I go to the dump. But I...
You get a dump food, or you get a dump your rubbish, and you get laid.
Yeah, I mean,
that
it
is
was
a good dump.
time. But the only downside about it was I couldn't book an appointments because I got carpets in the house, so I had to dump the remaining the old carpets and stuff.
Yeah.
So I try to book in online. Like, no appointments today. I'm like, I can't have all this carpet in my house. So I rang up and I was like, listen, there must be something you can do. I tried to play the "Do you know who I am" card at the dump. I was like, guys, is there any way you could sort? And they're like, no, but just across the carriageway on the way to Ards, there's a dump there. And I was like, all right. So I like,
Insider
so
knowledge.
my dump is like super organized, and you have to, you get given like a bay to go into, and it's all fucking, it's perfectly
Oh,
done.
yeah.
You book the appointment very, like if you dump something in the wrong place, you're going to
Take
prison.
him out the back and shot. Like,
Yeah, but in this
and
dump
put
in
it in the
Ards,
specific bin
like-
for human corpses.
but they would make sure that I was in the green bin, definitely.
Yeah.
But I went in the Ards dump and was like, it didn't look anywhere near. It was much smaller. Didn't look anywhere. The guys didn't really be arsed to let me in the gate. They were like, I was like, lads, can I? And they were just feet up having a chat, opened it up, and I was like driving around going, there's not a clear dump container for my carpet here. So I was like, went round, knocked the door, and you'd think I'd just like killed their entire family.
Yeah.
They were like, what? I was like, yeah, where can I dump this? And they were just like, just any of the blue ones there. And then I went out, I was like, they're all blue. So I was like, just dump this anywhere. And then I started dumping my carpet. And then a dude came out and he was like, man, we're shutting in 2 minutes. So you want to like hurry up?
up.
And I was like, all right. And then he goes, oh, by the way, could you throw some of that carpet over some of those bin bags so people can't see it? There's bin bags in there. So I was like, so hold on. So people have just fucked the bin bags in there, and you're, rather than moving them where they should go, just cover it up.
Nah, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's every job on earth. Everyone's just like, who actually gives a fuck? And you
Yeah.
know, if people can get away with it, they will take a wee corner.
But you know what I will say? I did respect those guys, because you know what? They look like they're having a pretty chill time. Just 3 guys chilling in a little hut, having good crack, closing up the dump, living their best life, and I respected it.
I always think they have a good time in them places. They always have that cool wee shed. I
Yeah.
actually wanted to work in a dump when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We used to go down to the dump, and I'm like, they all look like they're having the vibiest, nicest, cool time.
Yeah.
Just chilling in the wee shed all day, sunny.
But that on a good day, it's hard to beat.
Oh,
You know,
well.
and then what do? You probably, and you'd be like, dump workers tend to be fairly like they have a bit about them. They're quite fit because they're lifting shit all the time.
Yeah.
I like it. I would like to work on a dump.
I'd have a gym set outside my dump, and I'd just be jacked.
That would be so
James the
intense.
Jack dump guy. That's what I want to have. That's gonna be my
There
life.
used to be a wrestler called not James, the Dumpster Drosy, something. Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Right.
He's a wee bit of like look about like he's similar look to you. I
Right.
remember. Let me just look him up.
Let me
Duke the
see this
Dumpster
shit.
Drosy. Because his whole gimmick was
He was a garbage
that
man.
he was a garbage dude. But I mean, he's a pretty sweet guy. Like that. Yeah. This is his vibe. Like it's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Oh, I can get about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be me.
You could be Duke the Dumpster Drosy. It's hard to say. Actually, it'd be hard to be a commentator. Paul has written a big one here. James, I believe I heard you say before you worked for Amazon at one stage.
Yeah.
Recently watched a documentary. Is it as bad a place to work for as reported? And what really happens to returns? Give some inside scoop and scam stories behind the scenes.
I have no idea what happens to returns, in all honesty. But the documentary I've seen they're doing about picking. So that's when you're sorting parcels into the right boxes when they're coming down the line. That job is absolutely fucked. And it's exhausting. And at the time I mind thinking the job was pretty sweet because of the hours. But even though you get out at like 2 or whatever the time, the rest of your day was absolutely ruined. You're doing like 25, 30,000 steps in a morning shift and then you're dead the rest of the day. So I feel like if I kept that job up for longer than I was doing it, it would have slowly started
And like
murdering me.
how many things actually are in storage there?
Oh man, it's like there's like 80,000 parcels going through the warehouse a day, like something like that.
And like are all the things stored there? Because like I ordered a master lock.
Yeah.
And it took ages to come, and I was like, that should be next day, but no, it took ages. I was ordering a new hose. It took ages, but then I ordered shelves.
Yeah.
And they just arrived on the day, and shelves and whiteboard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. To be fair, like I thought it was an alright job because it was only like I was only there for a short period of time. But if I had stayed, you would have come out with back problems, all sorts of shit. Like
Could
sure,
you
like.
steal stuff in there? if you
I
wanted?
think at one point you could have, but by the time I was working there, you couldn't because every box was like scanned through something, and whoever was the last person with the box would be straight. They'd be straight to them.
I hate that.
So unfortunately not. But the human mind is very.
Yeah. We've really
we
got
can
into the
figure
human
it
mind
out
today. We've got deep into the human mind, the psyche.
Yeah.
It's been a real deep podcast.
We do.
Paul also wants you to talk about fire sticks. I keep hearing about them.
Why? I haven't even used a fire stick in so long.
Hey, I keep hearing about them buffering and being shite, not like the good old days, the black boxes for NTL. But with sports getting so fragmented, it's just too expensive to legit subscribe to
Who is
everything.
this guy?
Paul and Dean are the two greatest question minds of our
I love it.
generation.
Okay.
They and then, but you know what? They also throw in. There's always 2 or 3 questions. There's a lot to think about. I reckon these guys would have good stories to be on acid.
Oh yeah.
Because
Okay.
are you ready for the third part? So you've heard
Yes.
about fire sticks and maybe sports a bit too expensive. And when you read that some people have gotten longer jail sentences for illegal streaming than being a paedophile, that's not fair. What are your thoughts on that?
Bro, couldn't agree more. Like, that is pretty fucked up.
But what
isn't
do
it?
you think's worse? Being a paedophile?
Being a pedophile or like downloading cars too?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Like.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. But yeah, is that true that people are getting legitimate jail sentences over downloading movies?
But you know what it is, man?
Can you imagine like the police just busting your house and your dad like got arrested for downloading like fucking Shrek 3D or something like that?
Do you know
like,
what,
your
man?
dad's going to jail for fucking 4 years, man.
Yeah. And then you know what
Was
he's
it
gonna
worth
do?
it? And you're like, it kind of was. That movie's great.
It is. But do we get to keep it? That'd be sick. If we,
Can we
Yeah.
at least keep the
we're
movie?
like, well, go on.
The police sit down and watch it with you. Get your glasses on,
You know what I mean?
guys.
This is it. Like, I'm not a big conspiracy dude on a conspiracy podcast, but
Yeah,
anytime there's big money involved, big business, big company,
that's all it is, lads. Money.
that's money. Big pharma.
Yeah,
Well, you get in there.
if they could find a way to monetize to make big profit off arresting pedos, maybe they would absolutely do it.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
What you know what people should do? Offer the carcasses of pedophiles to prospective father-in-laws for their daughter's hand in marriage.
Wow.
Imagine that. Douche, douche, douche. Hello, brother.
I've got this pedophile.
I have a
Would you like?
nonce for you.
Would you like? My God.
There we go. What
Off them
listen-
to science.
We're just fixing. We're
unis.
just fixing. So yeah,
Blow up the Queens with 6 pedos.
there we have it.
There you go.
Where's the nursery rhymes about that? Eamon says, is James aware of his uncanny resemblance to retired NFL quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, minus the height, bank balance, and ankle strength?
Wow.
Do you know
No, I
Ryan
do not.
Fitzpatrick? Let's
Let me see this guy.
Google Let me see if it's.
I just got hit by 3 absolute burners there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Let me see. No, his eyes could be the problem here, so we could just roast this guy. No, I mean this guy saying he looks like you. You know what? I'm going to say I can see where the hair and beard comes from, but I don't think facially you look that alike.
Yeah. Do you know what? No. Yeah, hair and beard maybe.
Yeah, I'm not giving him that, you know. I mean, his vibe, definitely.
Do you know what? Maybe I'm seeing it. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, this looks a bit dodge, whatever he's doing here.
Is he at a urinal with a
child?
Yeah. And he's laughing at him.
And he's like, you've got a small wee pink dick and all.
What was the idea for that photo shoot?
I don't know. I mean, but then look, this is it. This is why, a case in point, why a beard's a good thing for a dude.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah,
I could never fully shave this hoe off.
No.
At this point, don't get me wrong, I've trimmed it down. In the past year, so it used to be like a fucking hot beast of a thing.
But you're a man who knows about beards. Like you used without it's like, you know, when people I feel like I have a power to spot if someone's hair is not natural.
Oh,
If someone's wearing a wig or it's a hair transplant, I just know. I can tell. Oh yeah, I just know. Where you walked in, you're like, your beard's getting pretty wild. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I do, man.
Growing it,
I was like, it's looking very fucking like wildebeest kind of.
I quite like it.
No man, it's cool.
No, once I can shave the head, I might just see what the beard does. And I mean,
full scruff.
I want to trim these wee bits though, because they're like a wee bit annoying. But you know, we'll see.
But man, you're looking full trucker at the moment.
Thank you. I feel good.
Yeah.
I like the style.
Embrace it, man.
Yeah, man, this was a really fun time, and I'm sad that I have to bring it to an end. But listen, I have a dump appointment to go to, so I need to dump some carpet. Anything else you're looking to shout out, plug anywhere people get you?
Check me out on the Absolutely Shaft podcast, and I'll just be gigging about Belfast and things like that. Thanks, lads.
James McKegney, what a time.
I'm the sly guy.